Hey everybody, it's Hazel and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't posted in like 2 months, and I know you're probably gonna be like, Hazel, you promised to post, you promised to stop taking breaks. I know, but then school started and quarantine was over, and then like I just stopped posting cooking videos all of a sudden. Then school started and I did decide to go to school outside the home. By the way, I'm safe and I'm happy and I actually really like it. So yeah, I was at school and then I just kind of stopped making videos for cooking, but I still bake. I just made cupcakes actually for my cousin's birthday. And then my birthday's coming up, my brother's birthday's coming up, my mom's birthday's coming up, my sister's birthday's coming up because we're in the fall, and 4 of us were born in the fall. My dad's the only outlier. So I'm gonna be making lots of cakes. Stick around because I will be cooking and baking a lot. But today's video is gonna be a little bit different because I do wanna do some different videos on my channel. I don't wanna just be just cooking, because then when I do just one thing, I get bored. And then when I get bored, I don't follow through. So I don't wanna like leave y'all hanging. So I decided I'm going to do something a little bit different today. So today's video is going to be about the new iOS 14 update. I actually really like this update. I don't update my phone. I don't update my laptop either. That's why my laptop and phone are so slow. The last like iOS update that I ever like paid attention to was the one with the dark mode, and that's about it. Like that's all I've done. I did not even know anything about these widgets or like shortcuts. I had no idea. And I was like, I'm not gonna spend time figuring it out, because even though I'm pretty good at like computer-y stuff, I'm not that good at computer-y stuff. So like I never spent time trying to figure it out or like paid any attention to it. But this time I did. This time I was like, oh, this update's pretty nice, especially because it had a lot to do with aesthetics and it reminds me of Pinterest, and I love Pinterest. So I was like, oh, this is the update I'm gonna pay attention to. So after 3 days and a lot of YouTube videos and staying up till 1 in the morning, I finally figured out how to do the iOS update in the most efficient way possible. I'm not finished because I keep changing my aesthetic, but for what I've gotten so far, I'm going to show you like a good 10 to 14 little tricks that you can use to update your phone quickly, especially if you don't have like a lot of time. Wow, what was that? Especially if you don't have a lot of time, these ways will save you a lot of time. And if you don't know how you want to do your shortcuts yet, if you're not interested in doing the shortcuts, this is still a nice way to keep your phone looking aesthetic. You'll notice that at the end of my video, I only have 2 shortcuts done and the rest are still the regular apps. So if that's something that you want to do, like you don't really want to do the shortcuts, this is still a way to make your phone look aesthetic without having to do all that extra work. Let's dive into it. Okay, so the first thing I did was I moved my apps into the app library. So there's this thing, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. So there's this thing with the new iOS update that lets you move apps into the app library, which is like super cool because I don't always want all my apps on the home screen, but like I don't want to delete them. Like I need them, but like I don't want to see them. Does that make sense? Like Google Classroom, like I need you, but I don't want to see you. So if there's like an app that you need, but you don't really want to see it on your home screen because it's cluttery, it doesn't fit with your vibe, it's not an app that you use all the time, you can move it into the app library. Here, I guess I'm going to just like show you how I deleted apps and moved them to the app library. You're gonna hold down on an app, normally how you hold down on an app to delete it, but when you click the minus sign, this time it's going to give you a menu and it's gonna say remove app or like delete app, and then it's gonna say move to app library, and then it's gonna say like cancel, like if you don't wanna do it, if you made a mistake. So the second bar that says move to app library is the one you're going to choose, and it's just going to move it to the app library. If you scroll all the way to the end of your phone, this is if you have updated your phone. Your phone doesn't automatically update. If you did update your phone, you should have the app library now. So if you scroll all the way to the end of your phone, it will give you the app library. And if you want to find that app again, then all you need to do is search for it and it should show right up. So that's how I moved like a good number of the apps that I have on my phone right off, because this used to be my mom's phone. So I have like insurance, Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much. I have like payment apps. I have like tax tracker. I don't pay taxes. Like, what am I gonna do? Yeah, like I don't pay bills. I don't pay taxes. I don't do any of that stuff. So like I didn't need any of those apps anyway. So I just moved them to the app library, and that took care of it for me. So yeah. I don't don't know if you know, but on the bottom of the screen, those little scrolling dots, you can hold down and scroll back and forth to get to pages quickly. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I guess you probably want to know now, like, how do you make a widget? You're like, all right, Hazel, get to the point. I'm really here to make widgets. I know you are. Another thing that you probably will want to know that's super important is that you can delete pages off of your screen. So if you don't want to like spend all that time deleting apps one by one to the app library, I put on some music or a movie and I just kept going. What did I put on? I put on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was like deleting apps, so that was kind of fun. It was like really therapeutic. But if you don't have time for that, then you can just hold down on your screen, tap those three dots at the bottom, and then it will bring you to like a page selector, and you can unclick the check mark under the page selector and it will allow you to remove a page from your phone. And yeah, now you don't have to waste time on all that like app removal stuff. So if that's not your vibe, then don't waste time on it, because I wouldn't either if I didn't have a lot of time. So yeah, let's move to making widgets. So to make a widget, you're going to need a really cool app called Widgetsmith. It is compatible only with iOS 14. So a lot of the other widget apps, like shortcuts that have been compatible with previous updates, only Widgetsmith works with only iOS 14. So when you have the phone updated, then it will allow you to download Widgetsmith, and you're going to need it to, make those customizable widgets. There are widgets given to you by Apple, like on my home screen. Currently, you'll see that I have a calendar widget or like a weather widget and then like a Google widget, because I wasn't even sure what I was doing at that point. But now that I'm a little more experienced, I know how to make those custom widgets. What's the sign that's like super, ooh, I'm like Enneagram 2 and 3. Is that like super, they're like super indecisive, right? That's me. So to make a widget, you're gonna kind of get into your Widgetsmith app, and you're going to kind of start, playing with it. I chose a small widget. There's small, medium, large. Remember that. You're going to get the small widget first. That's what I'm doing, and you're gonna click right on it. Once you click on small widget, it will just kind of create a basic widget for you. This one has the date and the day. Sunday the 20th is the day that I made these widgets, so we're just gonna kind of go with that. But it is obviously like Tuesday or Wednesday now. But yeah, it's gonna ask you to kind of create a widget. So you're going to go to Sunday the 20th, you're gonna click on it, you're going to click on it again. It's gonna say like default widget at the top. It's got a lot of stuff on there. Just keep clicking on it and it will give you this long menu. So you're gonna kind of scroll through the menu and it gives you all these options, so many things you can do. Don't waste time on all that, especially because right now we're just kind of creating a basic time and date widget. So you're gonna click on the time and date widget that you want. It's gonna give you these color options, all this stuff. You can watch me do it right here. It's gonna give you like this option for like what color you want, the background, if you want a border or not. I didn't do a border because I don't like the way the borders look. They're kind of clunky, but I have seen quite a few iOS 14 examples with borders, and I was like, oh, they popped off. So if you want a border, there's your vibe right there, but I'm not like a border person. Once you've kind of clicked all of that, you kind of X out of the Widgetsmith app, and you X out of the Widgetsmith app, and then you are ready to add the widget to your home screen. So you're going to hold down on the screen, and you're going to tap the plus on, oops, sorry, it's going to be inverted. You're going to tap the plus on the leftish end of the screen. It's going to give you this like long menu. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and click Widgetsmith. So once you've clicked Widgetsmith, all this talking, I need a drink of water. Then you're going to add the small widget that you created. Remember, I told you to remember that before, so that you know which widgets you're trying to add to your screen. So you're going to click on small widget, and it's just going to pop right there on the screen. In future cases, you will need to use a menu to select which small widget you want to put on your home screen, but right now we've only made one widget so far, so we're just going to let that kind of stay on the screen for now. However you want to put that on your screen, that's a tiny little date and time widget for you. Isn't that pretty cool? Once you do it, you'll probably become more comfortable with the software and it will be a lot more fun for you. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted a small date and time widget or a big date and time widget, so I did kind of switch over to the big date and time widget, which is a medium widget. I did the same thing. I just kind of went to medium and I selected the date and time just like I did with the small, but the only thing I did was I did the plus sign and I added a medium widget rather than a small widget. So depending on what you want, you just kind of pick the size beforehand and then remember that size so you can pick it later. So you add widgets. Now you're a widget smith, widget master. So this is what my phone looks like so far. I changed the background, by the way. Did you notice? I was a little bit sneaky with that. I just kind of changed the background in the middle of the video. Like I said, I couldn't pick my aesthetic. I changed the background 3 times in this video. You'll notice, you'll see. You thought we were done? We are not done. We are moving to even more advanced stuff with the to-do list widget. I don't really look at my phone for a to-do list that much, but if you're someone who's on your phone nonstop, always working on your phone, you might need this to-do list widget, this reminders widget, to kind of help you keep up with your tasks throughout your day. So you're first going to go into your to-do list, your reminders app, and I'm going to create a new to-do list. So I have some to-do lists already that I've created, but I'm going to just create this new one. Oh, read chapters 4 through 8 of my book. Oh, finish the chapter 5 vocabulary and clean my room. I never got to that, but that's okay. And then I X'd out and I went to Widgetsmith. Everything is in Widgetsmith. Everything. So I'm going to create a medium reminder tab because I want to be able to see, read all the reminders. So I created a medium one so it'll be long, the perfect size. So I created a medium reminder tab and I click on it and I'm kind of just going through the different modes here and I click on the reminders mode. On the reminders, it will give you some these bottom tier, like sub-tier options. One of the tiers gives you the option to choose which to-do list will show up in your reminder tab. So I clicked out of the one that says Young Living Organization. That was my mom's to-do list, not me. So I just clicked on my to-do list that says to do. Very simple name. I clicked on my to-do list and then I X'd out, I saved it, and then I kind of left Widgetsmith. I'm probably talking a lot faster than I am doing it right here, so yeah. You might have to like rewind the video or whatever. I don't know. I'm like giving myself extra time for all of this background stuff to happen. Once you click out of Widgetsmith, you're going to hold down on your phone, press the top plus sign button, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and click Widgetsmith. You know the drill by now. Click Widgetsmith, choose the to-do list that you want under medium, and make sure you choose the actual one that you want. If you click medium and it gives you the other medium widget, for example, I created that date widget before, you're going to need to change the widget. You're going to place the widget on there. So now you have 2 date widgets and you're like, or at least not you, but like me. I have the 2 date widgets, the Sunday, September 20th, 2020. They're both there on my screen. And I'm just like, that's not what I wanted. Fear not. Click done. Step back. Now press and hold on one of the medium widgets that you don't want, the one that you want to change. So I picked the top one, I clicked on it, I did not want it. It gave me this little pop-out square and it said home screen date in blue. I clicked on the words home screen date and it gave me this drop-down menu. The drop-down menu is a list of all the medium widgets you've ever created on the Widgetsmith app. Whichever Widgetsmith is the one that you want to pick, it will often be numbered or you can change the name. But I didn't change the name, so I just had it numbered and I picked medium 2, I believe. And I clicked medium 2 and it gave me the to-do list. So whenever you have multiple widgets of one dimension, small, medium, or large, when you have multiple of those widgets, you're going to need to let the widget sit for a little bit, then hold down, click on those blue letters, and get the drop-down menu so that you can choose the widget that you want, not the one that it gives you. I don't know why it doesn't just do the one you just created. It does like the first one you created, but yeah, if you don't want the widget that you see, hold down, click the blue lettering, and change it. Okay, so now we're going to move to making a photo widget. Oh, my lighting disappeared. That's kind of sad. I have really good lighting, and that's why I sat here. We're gonna move to making our photo widgets now. So you're gonna be in the Widgetsmith app, and I'm scrolling through Google because I wanted to find a picture that fit my aesthetic, which is kind of like soft pink, retro pink, kawaii, like anime. I'm very like soft blush pink person. Can you see my shirt? Aw, it's like soft pink, just like my aesthetic. And I remember like that Mean Girls quote that's like, ugh, as if. That's not how she said it, but whatever. So I decided to put that on my screen. First, I picked the photo from Google and then I downloaded it, however your phone works to download stuff, and then take it to Widgetsmith. And then you're gonna click whatever dimension, whatever size that you want for your widget. I picked small. Small photos for me are just the best. Everyone is using the small photos. The larger photos are for me, they're for quotes, so that I can read them at a nice, distance to see the quotes. But to do photos, I did small widgets. So I picked a small widget and I was doing the same steps as I did to create the first small widget, the time and date widget. So I clicked on the photo menu and it gave me the option to either take a photo, go to my photo library, or go to my files, I think, something like that. I'm remembering this off the top of my head. So I went to my photo library and I chose the as if photo on a pink background, and it gave me that option to pick the photo. So I clicked save and then I let go of Widgetsmith. I let Widgetsmith fall off the cliff. After I picked the photo on Widgetsmith, then I went to hold down my phone, pick the plus sign, you know the drill. Hold the phone down, pick the plus sign, go all the way to the bottom, click Widgetsmith, and then it gives you the option to add a small widget. Remember, if you don't get the widget that you want, you have to hold down on the widget, click on the blue lettering, and scroll through the drop-down menu to get the widget that you want. So I clicked the widget that I want, which I called as if photo, so I would remember it, and then I put it on my home screen. But that's how you get a photo to go on your home screen through Widgetsmith. That is like literally the coolest part of these updates, is getting to put photos directly on your phone. And I think I'm going to be putting a lot more photos of me, my friends, my family, and of course my little poppers on my phone to remember and remind me that I have really great people surrounding me. So I'm just going to turn my phone into Pinterest. And that's what I love about this update. But as I was scrolling through the app store, I noticed there was another app called Color Widgets. And I was like, oh, what's that? And you'll never guess this, but Color Widget actually has more stars than Widgetsmith, like on the App Store where you rate apps. I was like, oh, what is the tea? The girls are fighting now. I was like, oh my goodness, the tea. So I don't know if Color Widgets is better or not, but we're gonna go ahead and try it out. I feel so bad for poor Color Widgets too, because Color Widgets is just sitting there like, do you notice me? Do you notice me? So Color Widgets is just like Widgetsmith. You basically do the exact same things as Widgetsmith, but it's a better way, in my opinion, to do your time and date widget rather than the Widgetsmith time and date widget, because it also gives you the percentage of your phone, and it's so cute. It's in a much cuter way. The font selection is so much better than Widgetsmith. Everything is better than Widgetsmith, but it doesn't give you the option to do the customizations. It just gives you the best set, like, features. So I used it to do the time and date widget. You can see me kind of playing with the features here. It gives you the same options as Widgetsmith to pick the fonts, the colors, the background, and the size. So I did everything the same as Widgetsmith. I picked the font, I picked the color, I picked the size, I picked the background color, I picked all of that stuff. This is a medium widget, by the way. Just thought I would say that. And then once I was finished playing with the color widgets, which I suggest you play with it too and figure out which one is your favorite. Once I was done with that, I went to the plus sign feature that we've been using this whole time to add custom widgets. And instead of scrolling all the way to the bottom, I just went to color widgets. So color widgets starts with C. So C is kind of somewhere in the middle. I kept scrolling until I found C, color widgets. I clicked on color widgets and then I clicked on medium widget, and it gave me the option to put the medium color widget on there. So now I have Sunday, September 20th. The time, I think it was like 12 in the morning when I made this. Like 12 in the morning. So it says like 12:43 a.m. And then it gives me also the percentage of my phone. And I was charging it at that time, so I believe it was about 100%. Color widget feature for this is actually really nice because it gives you the time of day and it gives you the percentage of your phone, and it's, in my opinion, much prettier and more aesthetic than the feature that comes with Widgetsmith. If you like the one that comes with Widget Smith because it's cleaner, kudos to you, go for it. But I like the color widget one, so I thought I would try it out, and I really like it. So whichever one you like is the one that you'll probably put on your phone, or you can have both. You can have both if you want. But now I guess it's time to move to shortcuts. Everyone's been looking forward to hearing about the shortcuts. That's what I think everyone is on YouTube right now, learning how to do the shortcuts for their apps. So yeah, I want to give you what I promised. Let's do shortcuts. So to do the app shortcuts, you're going to need the app, the actual app shortcuts. Look at that. It's like to do the app shortcuts, you need the app shortcuts. So go to the app library and get shortcuts. I actually had to move it to my home screen so that I would be able to access it easily. You get on the app shortcuts. You're going to click the plus sign button and it's going to ask you what you want to do. You're going to click that weird X-y looking thing. It looks like an X, like from the depths of algebra that you don't want to remember. It looks like an X from algebra. It's going to say scripting. You're going to click scripting. Don't click apps. Click scripting. There you go. So once you click scripting, you're going to click open apps. Shows the app, and then I did the dots on the right. It's kind of confusing a little bit. It's still confusing to me how to get the app picture on there, but there are some dots on the right. And then you allow it to go through and you click add to home screen, and on add to home screen it then lets you change the name of the shortcut and the picture that goes next to the shortcut. So it gives you some shortcut pictures already, some icons, you get the pictures, you get this different stuff, these different colors. But if you want a real picture, then you go to your photo library, and then it will give you the option to download a photo from Google, and you pick the photo that you want for your shortcut, you put it in there, you resize it a little bit, and then you change the name. So I changed the shortcut name to Instagram, then I clicked add of shortcuts, and I added it to my home screen automatically. It was like, oh, okay, shortcuts. It added it to my home screen automatically, and then it was right there. If you click on shortcuts, it will add you right to Instagram. It does take a little while because you have to go through the shortcuts app first. So annoying. Everyone's complaining about it. Like, why would you complain? It's kind of cute if you think about it, like that you can choose your own app covers. I like it. So even though it takes me through that like lobby entrance, it still takes me to the app eventually. Then you can take the real app, Instagram, and put it in your app library, so it kind of hides it from the screen and you don't have to look at it anymore. But let's say after you've been playing with shortcuts for a while, it's starting to get a little bit tiring, that you have to wait in the shortcuts app to get to the app that you really want. You have to just kind of wait around, like, okay, shortcuts. If you're like tired of that, then here's a way to fix that. Go to your settings, then go to accessibility, and under accessibility there will be a tab that says motion. Click motion, then click reduce motion, turn that on, and that will speed up your shortcuts app, like exponentially speed it up. It's insane. Like, it takes like a millisecond now. So super duper fast. That reduce motion feature just kind of makes it like just go exponentially faster. It's so much better with the reduce motion feature. So make sure you turn that on in your settings, and then it will just make all your apps load like immediately. It's great. So do that if you don't like the waiting around. But I do want to show you this one cool thing that's pretty cool. The thing that's cool that you can do with your phone. Head to settings and then go to accessibility and then touch. Sorry, I'm talking way too fast. Give you some time to load that information. Settings, accessibility, touch. Once you get to touch, then you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and click back tap. This is technically designed for people with disabilities, so they're not able to see or hear, and they need more accessible ways to use the iPhone, which I think is so cool that Apple is paying attention to the population, the deaf community, the blind community that is not able to use the phone the same way that we are able to. Previously, Samsung was the more accessible phone industry, so Apple is paying attention, which is really nice. Click back tap, and then it gives you these two options. You can do double tap, triple tap. We're gonna try double tap first because it's just 2 taps, 1, 2. And we're gonna pick screenshot, which I think is pretty cool. So now, if you double tap the back of your phone case, it lets you screenshot whatever you're doing. So it takes a screenshot of your phone, and now you can save a screenshot. So whenever you need to screenshot something important, like I'm always screenshotting stuff for school, just double tap, and it will let you screenshot whatever screen you're on, which is really, really, really cool, which a lot of people don't know about. So if you, now that you know, you have some time to think about what you want to do with the double tap feature. I think our last order of business is to do some of the cool stuff that people have been doing on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. Everyone is showing their iOS 14 home screens, and some of them have been doing some cool experimentation with fonts. So if you have the app Font Candy or Fonts, any of those apps, I actually have both, but I'm more familiar with the Fonts app. So let's say that we just made a widget for Spotify. I don't know if you can see that I just made a widget for Spotify, and then the widget that I made has a record player, an old 90s record player. I thought that was so cool. And so let's say that I want to change the shortcut into a shortcut with a cool font. So I'm going into fonts, and I'm going to type Spotify, and then I'm going to scroll through the font options. It gives you so many options for fonts on that font app, and I'm going to select the font that I do want with the copy clipboard feature that lets you copy it to your phone. So once you paste it, it will paste it what's there. It will do copy paste for you. So I copy the Spotify that I would like to write on my clipboard, and then I go back to shortcuts, and I paste it in the shortcut name, just kind of like making a regular shortcut, only just one extra step. So I did the picture for the shortcut, and then I made a special font for Spotify. Then once it's added to home screen, you click out of shortcuts, and you'll see that your new Spotify shortcut app has a cool little font underneath. That's pretty cool. And then you can just delete the bookmark or shortcut of the other one that doesn't have the app unless you want to keep it. And then the real app, don't delete it because then the shortcut won't work. Move the real app to the app library, and then you're good to go. I bet you I can run faster with no resistance. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is very different from the videos that I normally do on this channel, and I hope that you guys will stick around to see different types of videos on this channel and not just cooking. I know some people do subscribe to see the cooking videos, but hopefully you guys will stick around to see the other videos. Also, if you know anybody who's having trouble with their iOS 14, share this video with them so that they can have new ways to work out their iOS 14, and that they won't be confused, and so that they can have an aesthetic, vibey phone like you. All my socials will be in the link down below. I'm gonna try and start posting a lot on here, so make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Let me know if this video helped you in the comments below, and let me know what other videos you would like to see from me. Adios!